Welcome to episode 18 of Bottoms Up. It's the final 2 games of the season, and I'm going to show you the budgets that we've been given for next season as we prepare for what is a crucial transfer window, which will be on Monday's episode. But let's get into the final 2 games today against Everton away and Manchester City. So we have Everton away from home and Manchester City at Selhurst Park in the last 2 games of the season. And we have a little bit of an issue because if you look here, you can see the transfer budget we've got for next season. We've had a budget set and we've been given 21.4 million for next season. Now, I'm going to struggle to get the players I want with a transfer budget that small, which means we really need to hope we can move some players on in the summer. Before we get into today's games, please leave a like on the video. It really helps out, really pushes the videos out to other people for more people to see it. I'd really appreciate if you could do that. And yeah, let's get into the video. And if we look at the transfer history, so 7.7 million for Ortega and Mensah we got in the summer. And if you go back here to June, I mean, we spent quite a bit of money. We spent probably, I haven't added it all up, but we must have spent around 60 million last year on bringing players in, and 20 million is just not going to cut it. So I've been looking at the squad, and we've, in terms of players whose contracts are expiring, Hayden Hackney, Dan Neil, Enzo Milot and Ernest Nuama will all have their contracts expire, and Matosino for that matter. I may renew his contract. He is wanted by someone at the end of his contract, so I don't know if he's going to want to stay. But when you look at his potential as well, I just think he's not been a particularly good signing. He had a lot of potential when he came in. It was 3.6 million. He's not really done a great deal for us. So they're all going to move on, which will free up quite a bit of money in the wage budget, no doubt about that. But there's other players as well, like Singano might end up leaving. I do need to be careful who I let go because of the whole European thing next season. But I just kind of think someone like Kevin Nicol might end up leaving. James Marston will probably stick around as their third choice keeper. Same with Josh Blakesley as their second choice. But we need to make decisions on, like Luca Killian's probably going to end up going. He's wanted on transfer by a lot of clubs, so he's probably going to end up leaving. Mohamed Sham may well leave. He's a decent player, but he's 31 years old. I want to get him moved on. Matriciani, he does have a optional future fee of 18 million with Eintracht Frankfurt. When we look at this, he's been playing pretty regularly this season. I wouldn't say he's been tearing up trees with 6.61, but he has been playing for them. Hopefully they take that 18 million, because that 18 million will go a long way. So yeah, we're just going to be looking at moving players on in the summer. But we do have 2 games to get on with today. If we look at the games that we've already played with the last team to play today, and going into today's games, Man City needed to get either a point or a win to guarantee themselves winning the league. They smashed Wolves 5-0. Foden with a goal, Lamine Yamal with a goal, and Erling Haaland with a hat-trick. Leeds have beaten Watford, another big scoring game, but also Arsenal have beaten Bournemouth, so they've gone above us in the league. Chelsea, quite handily, have been beaten by Tottenham, so Chelsea can no longer finish above us. So we are guaranteed to finish in the top 3, which has been an amazing season. This has been incredible. And this is a team we're going to go out against Everton with. McKenna in goal, Barco left back, Martin right back, Bitshiabu and Ortega in the middle, Solis and Zahuri in midfield, Duarte and Mahara out wide with Saibari in behind Maric. The only real injury we have, or the only injury we have, is Thomas Akasvatni is out for the rest of the season with a lower back stress fracture. So he's out for the remaining 2 games. But hopefully we've got enough in the bank today to take on Everton, who have actually had a really good season themselves. John Terry's done a great job with this Everton team. And obviously this is presumably their last home game of the season. They have lost their last 3 games. So they will be looking to end the season on a high, just as we are as well. I wish this would change back after you've had a cup game and whatever. I just haven't bothered to put it back since then. So the game's underway, 10 minutes in, no highlights so far. Everton seem to have had the better of the chances. They're playing a 4-4-2. We get a corner with Valentin Barco, whips it in. They don't really clear it. Kenta Mahara gets it to Bitshiabu. It's pinging about. Zahuri, Solis, Bitshiabu, Zahuri. Finds Martin Fernandez, gives it to Kenta Mahara. Oh, can we actually get a shot away here? Everton are defending their line pretty well. Solis. Oh, it's Mahara. Kenta Mahara. Oh, the referee's got his finger in his ear hole. Is he going to disallow this? This would have been his 27th goal of the season. And it's not. It's been disallowed. It's chalked off. It's back to 0-0. Kenta Mahara has been denied by the referee and the linesman and VAR, and everybody's against us. It's siege mentality here at Crystal Palace. Right, here come Everton now. Building up from the back. That's a lovely ball through, and that's 1-0. There's no doubt about that one. That was a beautiful through ball. Absolutely pierced their defence. And Everton have taken the lead. They're in 7th in the table, so they're aiming to qualify for Europe. Mahara with the in-swinger. Bitshiabu to Duarte. Back to Mahara. Oh, it's a goal. Saibari with his 12th. Oh, the referee's got his finger in his ear again, for crying out loud. Come on, referee, give us a break. And that's disallowed as well. Do you know what? Playing Football Manager when you're in the Championship and below is so much nicer, because you just don't have VAR to have to contend with. It's so frustrating. It is in real life as well. I mean, presumably if you play Football Manager, I mean, we've got players that are furious and frustrated. Presumably if you play Football Manager, you watch football in real life as well. And it just sucks the enjoyment out of the game. Never mind the fact that they regularly get things so wrong. But it sucks the enjoyment out of the game. You can't celebrate a goal until you know what VAR's decided to do. Is this offside? No? Sabari's got his 12th goal of the season. We've got an equaliser. And that's exactly what I mean. That's what I'm like in real life now. If I'm watching football and a team scores, I straight away, rather than celebrate, I just think, is this being disallowed? It like I say, it just sucks enjoyment out of the game. It's not good for the game, in my opinion, anyway. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Do you feel differently about VAR? Do you think it sucks enjoyment out of it as well? Right, we're going to take Duarte off and bring Liedemar on, I think. And I don't want to take Maric off because he is pretty decent. But I think we're going to take John Solis off and bring on Emerson Fernandez instead. Everton have the highlight here. We've cleared our lines. It's gone out for a throw-in. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about VAR and about the enjoyment of the game and whatnot. Right, here's Saibari. Goes back to Eric Ortega. Gives it to Martin Fernandez. Patient build-up play from us. Fernandez to Liedemar to Maric. Liedemar gets the ball back again. Cross it. Oh, what have we got to do to score? We're pinging the ball about against people, and I think we make more substitutes. I think we're going to bring on Noama for Maric. Swap them two over. What are we looking like in midfield? I mean, Fernandez looks nervous since coming on. I don't know why you're nervous. You're playing football. It's what I'm paying you to do. There's not really a great deal more I can bring on, to be honest. I'm not taking Kenta Mahara. We'll bring Mensah on for Barco. See if that helps us in any way, shape or form. Can't believe we had 2 goals disallowed. I hate it. I really do. Sabari could have had 2 today. Mahara could have had a goal. Nothing's happening. It's going to be a 1-1 draw. 6 minutes of added on time. We've played those 6 minutes and we've drawn our penultimate game of the season, our last away game of the season, 1-1. And now we've got the small task of Manchester City coming to Selhurst Park. Right, before we get into the game against Manchester City, we are second in the table, by the way. So if we win today, we will finish second. But in the lot more likely event that we lose, then we could end up slipping down to third and Arsenal taking their place in second. Either way, we're playing Champions League football with their pitiful £20 million transfer budget. One bit of news we have got is Kenta Mahara. As you know, in his contract at the moment, he's got a minimum fee release clause of £35 million and a relegation release clause of £20 million. Now, I have offered him a new contract. He has accepted the new contract. We're just waiting for it to all go through. He's currently on £14,250 a week. In his new contract, he gets a massive pay rise. He's on £99,000 a week. And after he's made 5 appearances for Japan, he goes up to £120,000 a week. However, the minimum fee release clause has been changed and it is now set at £96 million. And quite frankly, if someone wants to pay me £96 million for Kenta Mahara, they can. They can pay me £96 million and I'll give them anything they want in the world. So, yeah, he's got 1 cap, 1 goal at the moment. I don't doubt he will get to 5 caps pretty quickly. But, yeah, at the moment, a transfer value of 67 to 80 million. No doubt that will go up once he's signed his new contract as well. It's just a relief to get a good release clause in his contract because, quite honestly, I can't believe he's not wanted. With a £35 million release clause, the fact he can play anywhere across there, he can play up front. Look at his attributes. Look at the season he's had. How one of the big clubs are not monitoring him, I do not know. He is a legit wonder kid. Right, let's get into the team. So we've got McKenna in goal, Barco and Martin in the fullback positions, Bitshabu and Ortega in the middle, Fernandez and Zahuri in the midfield, Duarte, Mahara out wide with Saibari in behind Maric. I have been contemplating taking Maric out because I even got an email saying I should criticise his form because it's been playing poorly, which he has been playing poorly. However, we have also had John Solid pick up an injury. He's out for a couple of weeks, got a twisted ankle, so that's another one that joins the injury list, and that's why Fernandez starts today. Let's get on with the game. I'm dreading this against this Manchester City team. They are just phenomenally good. I mean, Trubin in goal, Lewis, Araujo, Diaz, Gvardiol, Varela, Neves, Yamal, Foden, Pino, Velasco. I mean, they're actually resting Erling Haaland. He's not even in the squad. So that's one bit of good news, I suppose. But I love that. Lucky Abraham. I do like that name. Yeah, let's get into this game. Let's take our licks. We'll admit defeat before the game's even started. That's our form at the moment, 4-2-3-1. I want to actually have a look at Man City's form. It looks like they win every game they play. But I know they have... Well, actually, to be fair, they've only won 2 of the last 5. Velasco is obviously a young player, looks like a regen. Right, guard of honour for Man City because they are the champions now. They were crowned champions in their last league game. I mean, if we could pull off a decent performance here and actually do ourselves proud, I'll be very happy with that. But as you can see by the match momentum bar, the start of the game is all Manchester City. And you kind of expect to give up possession to Man City. I mean, they are just such a good team. Rico Lewis to Lamine Yamal. Oh, he's at the post. And we get a free kick. We live to fight another minute. Or 2. Or maybe a few more. Yeah, they're playing a 4-2-3-1 as well. I mean, they've actually got a Segundo Volante and João Neves. And Varela as a defensive midfielder, playing inverted fullbacks, inverted wing-backs. Pep might not be there anymore. I mean, I don't know if he is there, to be honest, but I don't think he is. I'd be very surprised if he was still there this far into the game anyway. They have a corner. Lamine Yamal will take the corner. Puts it in. It's gone out. It's going to be another corner. We're under siege again. Goes out to the centre. That's taken a deflection. It's going to be another corner. I mean, they are literally camped in our box at the moment. Yeremy Pino will take this one to Foden. Surely that's offside to Yeremy Pino, yeah. I was going to say, that wasn't a very intelligent bit of play from this Manchester City team. In terms of Segundo Volantes, do you play Segundo Volantes in your saves? I've never actually used a Segundo Volante. I've seen what they're used for and I've seen how they can be very good to use. But I kind of always stick to what I know. You know, I know a deep line playmaker and a ball-winning midfielder and an advanced playmaker, you know, all that sort of stuff. Box-to-box midfielder. I don't really ever feel the need to use a Segundo Volante, but maybe it's something I should try. Right, we're going to make a few changes. Kenta Mahara isn't having a particularly good game, and I'm actually going to take him off. And Saibari can come off as well. Ooh. If we bring on Nuama, he can't play there, but Duarte can. So if we move them that way round. I mean, their defence, it says they're having a good game, which to be fair, they are. Right, we have a corner. Barco to take it. This is the first highlight in our favour. Bitshiabu, Duarte. Nuama! Oh, no, it's Nuama. That could be the last goal he scores for us. He's moving on in the summer. It's his third goal of the season. And in the 70th minute, we have taken the lead against the champions Manchester City. We would, if it stays like this, we would be only 5 points behind them. To be 5 points away from winning the Premier League, that is insane. Maric is having a terrible game again. Liedemar can come on in his place. We're going to bring Hayden Hackney on because he's been a really good player for this club. He's not really featured a great deal this season. But I've been a real fan of Hackney over the time we've been at Crystal Palace. Last season especially. He's not really been a Premier League player. He's going to be leaving this summer along with Dan Neil. And maybe I'm just getting a bit sentimental in my old age. Let's make our final substitute. Joe, I'm actually going to bring Dan Neil on as well. Can these two swap round? No, they're better that way round. Right, so Dan Neil can come on for Zahavi or for Sahuri. He can get his round of applause from the fans that will wave him goodbye. And we have beaten Manchester City on the final game of the season. We do a lap of honour. A 1-0 win against Manchester City. Who would have thought it? I mean, you could say that Man City are not taking it overly serious. Arsenal did win, so it was vital that we won that if we wanted to finish second. We've actually got runners-up medal for the Premier League in our first season back in the Premier League. Do you know what? If our transfer budget was better than what it is, I think we could actually push for doing really well next season. Right, I think that's probably all she wrote for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, all of that sort of wonderful good stuff that is always really appreciated. And don't forget Aveley, 2 p.m. on Sunday. And then on Monday, we'll be back with the next episode of Bottoms Up, episode 20, which will be a transfer special and end of season review. Have an amazing weekend, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you on Monday.